Hi friends, today we are going to see a very interesting book which is about Hellen Keller. So, it is by Libby Romero. Some of you might have heard about Hellen Keller, but for people who have not heard about Hellen Keller, she is a blind and a deaf child. But she was not born blind and deaf. She was good. But around 18 months of her age, she got a brain fever. They suspect it is to be brain fever because at that time the medicine was not that advanced. So that's how she lost her eyesight and the ability to hear. So she was a very stubborn and aggressive girl. And she was like, to express her feelings, whether she wants something or she doesn't want something, she used to show it very aggressively. Like she used to throw things around and bang on the table, that kind of an aggressiveness. But her parents were very understanding and they were very supportive. But one day, actually, what happened was. Her mother, she was locked in a room by Hellen Keller. So Helen learned how to use keys and she was just trying it out, and she locked her mother knowingly, and she went to the porch and she was sitting. So she did not understand the emotion what her mother was going through. So how do you understand the emotion? Like you have to look at the other person, you have to hear what they are saying, and that's how you learn emotions, right? But Helen doesn't have these abilities. Then how will she understand the emotions? And that's when her mother, who was friend with a lot of influential people like Alexander Graham Bell, she reached out to him. Actually, she reached out to Alex, and you might have heard about Alexander Graham Bell, right? He was the one who actually invented telephone. So he actually pointed to Annie Sullivan. He said that Annie Sullivan is partially blind. She can understand what Helen goes through, and she could be a very good teacher for her. So that's how Annie Sullivan came as a teacher to Helen, and she tried to trace certain words on Helen's palm like this. But Helen did not understand what she was tracing, what she was trying to do. She did not understand. And one day, her teacher actually put her hand under the tap, and on the left hand she wrote water. Then suddenly it struck her that the beautiful, cool, wet thing which is falling on the right hand side is what she's tracing here. She still did not understand it is water, but she knew that the relationship between the object and what is being traced. And slowly she started speaking, and her speech could not be understood by other people that well initially, but she was improving on it slowly. And she came to a point where she could join a college, and she even graduated out of a college. And there was something called an American Blind Foundation. She went for tours, talked about like how the blind people should be helped more to have a better living and a better education and everything. The politician, government, business tycoons, everyone's responsibility is there to improve life of a blind child. So she was talking more about it. Initially she had stage fear, but then she grew up to a level that where she could easily give a speech to about 2,000 people without any hindrance. That's how she grew up. Henry Ford actually donated a lot of money for American Blind Foundation, and there is something called HKI, Hellen Keller International. That foundation is still there, and it is for getting war fund. At that time World War II was happening, and she wanted to help the soldiers. Just think the beauty of the story. A girl who is going through such a tough time herself is helping out for the other people who is having the same problems like the blind people or the war soldiers and everything. That quality, when you can think beyond yourself, you may have, and everyone have their own problems, but if we can go beyond that and help others, that is the solution to your problem. How beautifully the nature works is like that. People who have problems, just try it out. Even if you have financial problems, any problems, a small amount, a very small amount, not only financially, any way, physically, try helping any other person and see how you feel. You will feel better about yourself. You will improve in your life. That is for sure guaranteed thing. So this book is a must read. It is not a fun read, but the children of today's world should understand how to support the differently abled people around and how to empathize what they go through, you know. Leave alone making fun, right? Some kids are like, they do make fun, but they need to grow up, empathize what the other person is going through, and help them out in any way. That is why we are here, you know, not only for the benefit of our own, but to benefit the people around us. I'm going to put the link around. Please, you also read this book and also introduce this book to your kids, and I'm pretty sure that would make an impact on them, and that would make them better human beings. Thank you.